If you'll please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Father in heaven, we just thank you for this day. We thank you for the life and health that we all have to be here today. I just pray, Lord, this morning that those who are sworn in today will serve with honor and integrity. I pray, dear Lord, that you would give our staff and us wisdom as we serve our people, Lord. Father, we want to pray for our military and their families. We pray that you bring them each and every one home safely. We want to remember our Haywood Pathways project that's been undertaken and all the volunteers. We thank you for them who have worked on that. And during this Christmas season, I pray, Lord, that we would remember those who are less fortunate and those who are in need. And we would also remember that the greatest gift of your Son during this time. For you are the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen.
At this time, if the Honorable June Ray, Clerk of Superior Court, would please come forward to begin the administration of oaths.
Okay.
This morning we start with the Commissioner oaths, and the first oath is for Mr. Kirkpatrick. If Mr. J.W. Kirkpatrick could please step forward and receive the oath.
Press your left and raise your right. If you will repeat your name after I say I.
I, J.W. Kirkpatrick III,
Do solemnly and sincerely swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and that you'll be faithful and bear true allegiance to the state of North Carolina and to the constitutional powers and authorities which are or may be established for the government thereof, and that you'll endeavor to support, maintain, and defend the Constitution of said state, not inconsistent with the Constitution of the United States, to the best of your knowledge and ability, so help you God.
I do.
I,
J.W. Kirkpatrick III,
do swear that you will well and truly execute the duties of the office of Haywood County Commissioner according to the best of your skill and ability, according to law, so help you God.
I will.
Okay, congratulations.
Thank you.
We'll just sign, there's 3 of them. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
At this time, if Commissioner-elect Mr. Bill Upton and family would head to the podium with the Honorable June Ray.
Okay.
Can you hold it for Granddad?
And when I say I, if you'll please repeat your name.
Okay.
I
Bill L. Upton,
do solemnly and sincerely swear that you'll support the Constitution of the United States and that you will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the state of North Carolina and to the constitutional powers and authorities which are or may be established for the government thereof, and that you'll endeavor to support, maintain, and defend the Constitution of said state, not inconsistent with the Constitution of the United States, to the best of your knowledge and ability, so help you God.
I do.
I
Bill L. Upton,
do swear that you will well and truly execute the duties of the office of the Haywood County Commissioner according to the best of your skill and ability, according to law, so help you God.
I do.
Congratulations. There's 3 copies here.
Okay.
Thank you. Move out.
At this time, if Commissioner-elect Mr. Michael T. Sorrells and family would head to the podium with the Honorable Miss Ray.
Morning. If you please repeat your name after I say aye. I
I, Michael T. Sorrells,
do solemnly and sincerely swear that you'll support the Constitution of the United States and that you'll be faithful and bear true allegiance to the state of North Carolina and to the constitutional powers and authorities which are or may be established for the government thereof, and that you'll endeavor to support, maintain, and defend the Constitution of said state, not inconsistent with the Constitution of the United States, to the best of your knowledge and ability, so help you God.
I will.
I
Michael T. Sorrells,
do swear and that you will well and truly execute the duties of the office of the Haywood County Commissioner according to the best of your skill and ability, according to law, so help you God.
I will.
Congratulations. There's 3 copies. Am I done? Do I sit down? That's fine, just a minute. I noticed all my friends are here today.
Is this even more?
That's you too.
How many do I sign?
3. Okay, thank you.
At this time, if the Register of Deeds-elect Ms. Sherry Rogers would head to the family along with, or head to the podium along with her family and friends.
Morning, Randy. Good morning. If you'll just repeat your name after I say aye. I
Sherry C. Rogers,
do solemnly and sincerely swear that you'll support the Constitution of the United States and that you'll be faithful and bear true allegiance to the state of North Carolina and to the constitutional powers and authorities which are or may be established for the government thereof, and that you will endeavor to support, maintain, and defend the Constitution of said state, not inconsistent with the Constitution of the United States, to the best of your knowledge and ability, so help you God.
I will.
I
Sherry C. Rogers,
do solemnly swear that you will faithfully and truly, according to the best of your skill and ability, execute the duties of Office of Register of Deeds for the County of Haywood and all things according to law, so help you God.
I will.
Congratulations. There's 3 copies. Thank you. Okay, I can't even move them because my hands are shaking. Thank you.
This time I'll need one moment to confer with council before we proceed to the next item on the agenda. The next item on the agenda is for the tax collector oath for Mr. Mike Matthews. Mr. Matthews is here, but I would call on the county attorney, Chip Killian, at this time.
Thank you, Mr. County Manager. Mr. Chairman, I just spoke with the insurance representative who Mr. Matthews has asked to work on his bond. He is working on it. He feels like he'll be able to get the bond, but he does not have it at this time. I might say that Mr. Matthews can be sworn in at any time and could assume office at such time as he is sworn in, and of course he has to have the bond first. And so that is in process right now, and we're going to cooperate in every way we can with the insurance agent to try to get the bond in place so that Mr. Matthews can be sworn in.
Thank you. And just to clarify, the bond is a prerequisite to the taking of the oath of office?
Yes, absolutely. It is a prerequisite under GS Section 105-349, parens C, close parens.
At this time, I would move to the election of the commission chair.
I'd like to nominate Mark Swanger.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, at this point, I'll move then to elect the Vice Chair of the Board of Commissioners, or do I hear a nomination?
Mr. Chairman, I would like to nominate James W. Kirkpatrick III
Are there any
for
other
Vice Chairman.
Any other nominations?
I'll second that.
Okay. Then entertain a motion or a vote that Kirk Kirkpatrick be appointed Vice Chairman. All in favor?
Yes.
Yeah, aye.
Okay, the next item is to establish our holiday and meeting schedule for 2015. I think we all have looked at that. Are there any problems or issues with that schedule as is posted? Okay. Hearing none, then would entertain a motion that the holiday and meeting schedule as presented be approved.
So move.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
It's unanimous. Thank you. Okay. Next item are the boards on which commissioners serve. Since there's no change in the makeup of the board, is everyone satisfied with keeping the same committee membership as they currently have?
The only change for me will be I'm advisory on the mental health rather than
Right.
the board.
Right. Okay. We'll note that, Candy. Any other changes to the committee? Okay. Then we'll go ahead and entertain a motion then that the assignments of the committees will remain as they are presently, noting the advisory role of the mental health appointment of Mr. Upton. So I'd entertain that motion at this point.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Okay, we'll move to new business. I would like to add as item 3, appointment of an interim tax collector that will be handled after the first 2 items, obviously. So I'll move to the first item and recognize County Manager Ira Dove and our Human Resource Director Kathy McClure for a personnel policy manual change.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners, and thank you. We have reviewed several items in the personnel manual as requested at the last meeting, and also in that review found some other cleanup items that need to be gone over. Did you want to go over the cleanup items real briefly?
Sure, I can.
If Ms. McClure will briefly cover some of the cleanup items so that you know what has happened.
Some of the things that we had to go back and change was, since we integrated health and DSS, we had to go back and change some of those to say Health and Human Services Agency for Haywood County. There was a couple of other items in Section 29, Article 3. We spelled out a little bit more in detail about the vacation leave. Let's see, there's some other things. There was a question about sick leave and being able to use that for the care of a spouse. So some of this was just a little bit more clarification on some of the items. We will continue to review this at least on an annual basis or as needed when questions come up. So this is just in order to keep with best HR practices for the Human Resource Department.
And when
Some
is
other items, oh, excuse me, did you have a question? Or all right, some other items to change that were changed. Limitations on appointive authority. It clarified that only the sheriff and the register of deeds, who are the only ones by statute that have that authority, would continue with that authority under our personnel manual. It also spells out by the statutory appointment of the Haywood County Health and Human Services Director. As far as the classification plan, it discusses how That will work when there are substantial changes to the policy manual. Clarifies additionally on the pay grade. You have the pay grade. Clarifies additionally on the salary and pay grade order listing, splitting apart the tax administrator and tax collector, making sure that that's all clear as requested. Also shows out a review was done where people's salaries were at appointments, and clarifies a couple of the pay grades to make them consistent with what we're actually doing.
Our Health and Human Services Director, Stoney's here. When does he start?
He began yesterday.
Okay. So he's on board now?
He's on board.
Okay. And also, I noticed that Senator Davis is here this morning, and he was real instrumental in passing the law for us to be able to combine health and human services and DSS and our health department together. And I want to publicly thank him while he's here. And I'm glad we're able to, I guess, economize our services to where we can streamline them and hopefully save our taxpayers money in the future by doing this. So I want to thank him this morning for that.
Okay, I didn't see Jim come in. I'm sorry. Would you like to make a comment, Senator Davis?
About that, or
Anything you'd like?
at the appropriate time?
Okay.
Any further questions about the changes on the personnel manual?
Well, on Section 29, vacation leave, and it has length of service, it says less than 2 years, 10 days, and it says 3.08 per pay period. And what, is that the 2-week pay period? Or what does that mean?
Per pay period, that is for the biweekly pay period, yes, sir.
The what week pay period?
Biweekly pay period.
Biweekly pay period.
The clarification was the amount of hours that were earned every pay period.
Okay.
We have a-
3.08 hours
Right.
per pay
We have a
period.
lot of folks that ask us, I've been here less than 2 years, and they forget how many hours they earn.
Okay.
So I thought it would be good to put that in there.
Okay. Was there anything in these changes that reduced the benefits that the
No, sir.
employees have? Okay.
No, sir, it
No.
did not. It was just a clarification, just a little bit of cleanup work.
Okay. And on the sick leave, it looks like that you changed it such that if a spouse or child is sick, that they can take their leave. Okay.
And we had that come up recently, and we did not have spouse listed there. And this was not necessarily a family medical leave issue, but the spouse did need some care for the
Okay.
time being.
Okay, so they can utilize their sick leave for that?
Yes, yes, sir, that's correct.
Okay.
Any other questions, comments? Okay. If not, then would entertain a motion that the revisions to the Haywood County Personnel Policy Manual as presented be approved.
So move.
Second.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
It's unanimous.
Thank you so much for your support of our work.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate that.
You're certainly welcome. Okay, I'm going to move to the third item, and then we'll go back to number 2 once we have an interim appointed, and an interim can make the report on the settlement of taxes. So I'd like to start the discussion regarding the interim tax administrator, tax collector. David Francis has agreed to continue in that role until such time as his successor has been qualified and sworn in. Is there any objection to that?
And that could be
That could be later
today or
today or next week or whenever Mr. Matthews secures a bond and is otherwise qualified.
Can June swear him in at any point in time then? We don't have to have a meeting?
No.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So if there's no objection, then at this point would entertain a motion that David Francis be appointed the interim tax collector until Mr. Matthews is qualified and sworn in.
so move.
Second.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
You know, I would like to make sure that, did you go over the fact that the bonds, I think the bond is one of the issues that's come up and we don't have a item on here for constituent concerns today. But I think that's one of the concerns that I would like to have addressed. I mean, as far as the bond being $410,000, and that's Julie Davis's bond, and also there are bonds in surrounding counties that are very similar to that too. And I want to make sure that people understand that we didn't arbitrarily set a bond that was difficult for Mr. Matthews to make.
Macon County has 250, Jackson has 250, Henderson has $1 million.
Okay.
There are other counties with 100, there are some with 50, but those are ones that I know in the area, and there's some with $500,000. There are a number of counties throughout the state that have a $500,000 bond.
Okay. And basically, we made the determination to set the bond at $410,000 based on the fact that Julie has that bond. And that was, how many years ago was that, was it required by our bonding company to do that, to raise Julie's? I think it was...
2011, wasn't it?
Right.
2011.
Okay, and also I want to make sure to clarify that on the website, that had not been posted on the website.
The CAFRA, if you look at the CAFRA, which is where they had listed the bonding, in 1 year it was not listed, and in the next year it was. I believe the 2013 CAFRA may have picked up the $410,000 bond. But you would have to go through the entire CAFRA and get to the right page.
All right. And then the other matters, I don't necessarily believe we need to discuss at this point in time, but we need to, on issues of bonding.
I do not believe so, sir.
All right.
Okay. Then I guess at this point, we need the settlement of, did we take I got sidetracked. Did we take a motion? Did we vote? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Then we'll call on David Francis, the newly appointed interim tax collector, for a report on the settlement of taxes collected July 2014 through November 2014.
Good morning, Commissioners. Due to the circumstances, I can report on the settlement as of today, but with being the appointment of the interim tax collector, this would all be moot, and I'd have to come back and do it again. Because
that report will be whenever Mr. Matthews is appointed. It would be up to that time that you would have the settlement numbers.
Correct. And just where that you all know, what we did with our external auditors, Dixon Hughes, we developed a plan, worked with the county finance office and our office, and we brought everything forward because, I gave my last settlement as of June 30th. So we brought everything up for July till November 30th. We worked over the holiday weekend and got everything buttoned up and closed down. So everything is, ready, and the settlement is ready. But due to the circumstances, it's the way the statute reads, we'd have to come back and do this all over again.
Yeah, I understand. Any questions of David? So we will get a final settlement at such time as when Mr. Matthews takes office.
Correct.
Okay, then there'll be no action required of that item. Thank you, David. All right, before I entertain a motion to adjourn, I'd like to ask Senator Davis if he would like to make any comments. Welcome.
Thank you. Good morning. It's always a treat to come over to Haywood County. And one of the jewels of Haywood County is this courtroom. Every time I sit here, I'm in awe of this edifice. If I was a movie director, I think I would set some monumental courthouse and courtroom scene here, but it's a pleasure to come here. I'd like to congratulate those newly re-elected commissioners that you have here in Haywood County too, and remind you that for the 4 years that I've served in the North Carolina Senate, I have maintained and I claim to be a displaced county commissioner, and I'm still that as well. I have the privilege of being the Senate chair of the County Commission Caucus, of which we have about 25 or 26 members, or formerly county commissioners and county managers. I don't know what the new number will be, but I suspect that it will be close to that. Also like to remind you that this Thursday I meet with Joanna Reese of the NCACC staff. She's a legislative liaison, And she and Larry Phillips of Surrey County, who is heading up the Legislative Goals Committee. I'll be meeting with him in Macon County in addition to President Beal to go over the legislative goals that the County Commission has for this next legislative session. But I'm just here. I serve at your pleasure. Just be assured that I remain at your service. Most of you have my number. If I'll give each one of you another card to make sure that you do. But be sure to contact me if there's anything that I can do in this next legislative session. I think that we have made some good strides with in the last couple of terms. One of them, Commissioner Inslee mentioned, I was able to be able to save the county some money with their inmate medical care by getting the same deal that the state gets. And so we have many other things that I think that we've accomplished for the counties, and we hope to see that improvements and those strides to continue in this next legislative session. Any of you have any questions, I'd be glad to address those at this time. If not, I'll head back to seeing my patients in Franklin.
We appreciate you taking the time to come over.
Absolutely.
And congratulations on your reelection as well. And I'd like to thank you for the help that you've given us on many topics. You've always been willing to put the interests of counties first, and we appreciate that.
Well, I remain I think local government is the best government. As a matter of fact, my 4 years in Raleigh has reaffirmed that belief, that there's no substitute for local government, and that government that's closest to the people, and appreciate what y'all do for the county of Haywood. So,
thank you, Jim.
Thank you again.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'll make sure that each one.
Thanks, Jim.
Thank you, Jim.
Okay, any other business?
Just one comment, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to say a thank you to all candidates that ran for office. When you get older, you truly see it is a long time from February to November. And you have to have help of friends and especially family to help you get through it. So it's truly a service, and I appreciate being on this board. I appreciate how we work together, even in campaigning, and that's very unusual. We help each other with our signs. So it's truly a family, and I enjoy helping my family. And again, thank you to everyone that ran for office. Had a good contest. It was just too close this time. I stayed nervous the whole time. So I'm glad so. Thank you.
Yeah, it's easy to say what should be done, but it takes a little bit more courage to put throw your hat in the ring and become accountable and answerable. So I think that's good to thank those who took the time to run. So, any other questions or comments?
I just want to make the comment, too, that I really appreciate the opportunity to serve Haywood County again. It's been a really enlightening 4 years, and I appreciate the opportunity to serve with you guys again. I think we made a lot of great strides for this county. We continue to move it forward in difficult times, and our heart's in it, and we'll continue to be in it. And just again, thank everyone for putting us back in this position.
Any other comments?
Yeah, and I would agree with that. This will start the fourth time that I've done this, and I can't think of a better place to live and serve than right here. I was out of town for just a few days, and until you go out of town in some place that you're not necessarily familiar with, you wonder why anybody would want to live anywhere but here. And I spoke to a lady when I was out of town, and she described her life where she was, and I thought, my goodness, and she has no idea. I just showed her a picture of a view from my house, and she, it's unbelievable the way they live compared to the way we live. And we're just very fortunate to be citizens of Haywood County, and I'm fortunate to be able to serve this county, continue to serve this county for the next 4 years, and especially with a group of guys like you guys. And and hopefully we can continue to make good decisions. We've had some tough things. I didn't think we'd have tough things right off the bat, but obviously we have. But we'll deal with those, and we'll try to deal with those as fairly as we can.
Okay, at this point, I'm going to ask for a brief recess. I see our county attorney having some discussions about some of the topics we've talked about today, and I want to make sure we don't adjourn until such time as I have a little more clarity on that. So just a brief recess. Okay, we'll end the recess, and is there any other business?
We have some parades, I guess, to attend this
We do
week.
have parades this Thursday and next Monday evening.
Next Monday.
And there'll be a work session beginning at 1 p.m. this Thursday as well over at the Health and Human Services Conference Room. And of course, the public's invited to that. Okay, if there's no further business, then I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
It's unanimous. Thank you.